as humanity is growing in a material fashion or in a scientific way, as a homo sapiens is going on to the 21st century, the ugly and the most probably very dangerous side of spirituality and religions is coming forward. They are showing their true nature in many fashion. So why is it happening? Lots of people ask me this question. Why the spirituality or so-called spiritual master is dwelling into the power system or the political system? They want to get comfort. They want to get backup from political leaders. Be dictator, they don't mind until and unless they get support from them. And they are ready to give their support and the organizational support of their own so called spiritual movement. Why is it happening? This is very important question because the more dirty side of the spiritual leader or spiritual master is being revealed, the higher people are getting disenchanted with spirituality and religion. But still millions and millions people are buying their so-called false narrative of this spiritual master. Why is it happening? That is the question. So we have to think. There are some perspective on this. Let's go inside. At first, the very people now we can see in our country, in Nepal or India or in many other, in Christian country or in Muslim country, many priests or many spiritual master since beginning, the one who is not truly enlightened but a religious leader who claim to have some spiritual or spiritual glimpse or spiritual enlightenment, but they do not have. They just claim to run their business. They always tend to go within the line of dictator or ruler or the people who is ruling their country or the people. They always compromise in most of the time, and in many times even they overrule. They are the true leader in many places, like in uh, still today the Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran is more powerful than their prime minister, and many more. In such fashion, there are lots of leaders, lots of spiritual, and maybe Pope Francis. You can say he is more powerful than many more many more political leader in a Christian country. But but um, but there were always a distinct line. There was some line because there were some really spiritually enlightened being in almost all era who always confronted these powerful people, who always try to show the mirror to them. But to in this 21st century, why almost all spiritual master are going on the path of just accepting, just rejoicing the power, political power? The simple answer is they are doing business of their own. They have their own self interest. They are not a government, they are not godly, they are not enlightened being. They are business people. They are running a business module in the name of spirituality. And when you run a business, then of course you need political backing. If you do not have political backing, and if you run a large scale million-dollar organization and millions of people are involved in it, you tend to, at any cost, at any time, if that political leader, if that political leader goes against that spiritual leader, then their movement could collapse. That is same thing happened in China. China, at early 2000, there were one cult figure, and who got like Chinese government get against that figure, and he got disseminated. And there are such many, just like for example Rajneesh, Osho, most famously people know as Osho, who went against the political power, be it in India, be it in America, or wherever he went, he always went against the political tide, and he had to like succumb the political realities. Be it like he went to jail in America, he got almost no support in India, and he had to be in confinement in some ashrams, and lots of problem he went through. Why? Because he confronted the political power, and he was truly an enlightened being. Be it many people, even at the time of Buddha, Buddha was so charismatic, so influential, and so intelligent, and so enlightened, lightest human being. The people around him, even he was a son of a king, he was a prince by himself. He could be ruler if he did not renounce his kingdom. He would have been a ruler himself. But at very time, many Hindu uh, king and many other Hindu leader, political leader, really loved Buddha, and many Hindu people, really try to throw him out from India and remove him from the existence. Why? Because he saw mirror to those political power. But now, be it Ramdev, be it Sadhguru, be it Ravi Shankar, be it Asaram, be it Rampal, be it many in Nepal also, be it many spiritual leaders, even Sai Baba, who died some years ago. In Nepal also, some Siddha Baba, who was charged with a rape case. He tried to mingle with all the political power, from like Prachanda to Oli to Deva to everyone. Why? Why all these spiritual master really need political backing to to run their spiritual stuff? Because they are not enlightened. They have no lighting in their life. They are just a business person. And when you are a business person, as I already said, you need lots of political backing. That is the reason why these people are so leapfrogging, so like bending towards the political power. And interesting thing is, even they are doing this, they are like they succumb, they bend to the political power. Still, some people ask me why millions of people are following them. Because even that millions of people follow them have no interest in enlightenment either. They have no zero interest in enlightenment or liberation, or from this life and death cycle, to like to get rid of all this life and death cycle and be a liberated human being. They have no interest, not sober. Their sole interest is, they have their own thought process, they have their own preconceived notion about everything, and when they get masked, when some spiritual, so-called spiritual leader give sermons or speech, And when a normal human being try to listen that and figure out, oh, that speech is so close to my thought or so inspiring to my thought, even maybe in a higher standard. For example, if a person is thinking about earning a 10,000 a month, and if a spiritual leader and comes and tell you how to, I can help you earning a 100,000 a month, obviously both both of their intention is of earning money, but with respect to that spiritual leader, it is with higher amount. And obviously that lay person will get attracted to that person and ready to pay almost like 10,000 to that master, because if he get in returns 100,000, then he will be plus with 90,000. That is the basic stuff. That's why many people are flocking towards this spiritual leader. But the core point is they are not truly a spiritual leader, they are a spiritual businessman, you can say. And all these disciples, so-called followers, are really not spiritual disciples. They are spiritually motivated or business motivated spiritual follower. They want something in life, and if someone come with the similar fashion, with the similar thought process, which they rejoice, which they enchant, then obviously they are gonna like incline to that person. That's what happening all over. That's why, that's the reason why there is like many so-called spiritual master, all are inclined to the power, to the political power, ruling the nation, ruling their disciple. And even the disciple knew that master is fraud. Mostly people knew, because you can see with open eye. They have no insight, they have no enlightenment, they have no liberation, they have no glimpse of any such liberation. But still they follow them like a docile sheep, because they get confirmed of their own thought through that master. And in this vicious cycle, the master is getting more powerful, and the more people are adding to their flock, and political power is protecting that master with any illegal stuff they are doing inside. Political leader are protecting that master. He can do anything he want to do. In return, when the election come, that master becoming so powerful with millions of followers, he can use his cadre to help that person get elected. And there is continuing this vicious cycle. This is the best example happening in India. In 2014, when there was UPA government led by Congress, Dr. Manmohan Singh, at that time, most of the spiritual leaders, be it Ramdev, be it Asaram Bapu, and many more, tried to help BJP, the Hindu extremist party in India. And fortunately for them, they won the election. Now, BJP is getting more powerful, so do these business corporate babas. And the more BJP is getting powerful, the more these babas are protected. From Sadhguru to Sadhguru to Ramdev to Sri Ravi Shankar to many more. And they are running their own spiritual business. And these Baba are getting so big, now they can influence, they are on a stage that they can influence our election. And in this vicious circle, BJP is winning state by state. These Babas are growing their business, their follower and their follower are rejoicing, having like they are poor, their follower are poor, they do not have job, there is vast economic crisis, but they are brainwashed, so they don't care about that until and unless there is a government of BJP, Modi, and these Babas are so strong, no one can toss their hair. And this dirty cycle seems to be going continue for not now only for many years, because human beings are so attracted to all the false narrative. They want to believe what they think is true. And all these babas are playing on their psyche and exploiting them. That's why. That's why. That is the ugliest secret of spirituality. So, the solution, what is the solution? There seems to be, until and unless a lay human being do not start asking question, why is it, what is it, how is it, until and unless a lay person start asking such question, at that very time this will continue. And you, the very person who is watching this video, maybe won't self hypnotize or self brainwashed ducal human being who is following blindly to their master, but their master do not care about you. They only care about their how famous they are, how powerful they are, and how rich they are. That doesn't mean they will not do any social work. They will do, because that's the cover up. That's the sowing teeth. That's the elephant's teeth. You have to show something. What are you doing? Look, I'm doing this much social work by this all this spiritual stuff. Look, but if you look closely, the amount they give is pretty less than the amount they get. That's why, that is the reason why these spiritual masters are so inclined to their political power. Now the question is up to you. You a lay person, what do you want in your life? Why? Why do you want to be a brainwashed, ducal, hypnotized, poor, illiterate human being? Why don't you want to be the Buddha yourself? Buddha says, Apa Dipu Bhava. Be the light of yourself, to yourself. No one is going to give you liberation or any spiritual transcendence. You are the one. Even Buddha tried with many masters, but ultimately, when he realized no one can give you liberation, enlightenment, or anything else, you have to. So, until and unless you have the trust of being liberated from this unending life and death cycle, and until and unless you want to question the person you are following, you want to question every hypothesis, everything he is saying, until and unless you are ready to do that, your life is no better than a ducal sheep. That's the question for you. Yeah, you can be a god, you can be Buddha, but you can be a ducal, brainwashed, living, dead Homo sapiens. I call them humanoid. You can be humanoid or you can be Buddha. Question is to you.